In all his stats is his what he can do on the defensive end. He's extremely long. He reads the play a step ahead. We know he can get blocks, he can get steals, but just where he positions himself, he's one of the best, if not the best, two-way player in the league. And the last time that these two guys played against each other, well, there was some great highlights. Derek Walton Jr. let Xavier Cooks get out and run, and that's what they need. You need point guards who can really help you flourish in your role. They're two completely different players. Keanu Pinder has now evolved into a player that Adam Ford wants the ball thrown to. Let him go one-on-one. He's a unique big man the way he goes about his business. Put the ball on the floor. Xavier Cooks can be so effective without the ball. Rolls hard, can get alley-oops. And in the end, we're starting to really enjoy both of these two.
You mentioned the point guards that they need to get them involved, and that is another matchup we're really looking forward to tonight, Corey. Shannon Scott going up against Derek Walton Jr.
Listen, two great floor leaders that's numbers are almost identical. Shannon Scott started coming off the bench, but obviously with the injury, he had to start, and he has been fantastic. Let's have a look at the last time these two teams played against each other, how they looked.
Very exciting matchup, that one at the point guard position. I like the look of it. They are similar types of players, aren't they, in terms of they are able to control the offense and really get through their sets. They don't turn the ball over a lot, but they set their teammates up for success.
And that's the best thing about both of these point guards. They take care of the ball, really good decision makers. We should see the same from both of them in this one.
The Cairns starting five for the Sydney Kings, or the champion starting five for the Sydney Kings, Pete Hooley.
Well, it's going to be rolling out there, starting five, as they always do. Suarez, Cooks, Walton Jr., Vasiljevic, and Justin Simon. And what I love about it is they can have a different major contributor every single night. Justin Simon has his nights, but that's not his major role. It's more on the defensive end. And they pick and choose where they have their mismatch, and they kind of feed that guy early.
And Corey, the starting five, the champion starting five for Adam Ford's men.
Here we go on screen. We got Shannon Scott, DJ Hogg, Wardenberg, Pinder, and Bull Qual.
Scott's been such a key in what they've done moving into that starting lineup.
And speaking of that, spoke to Adam Ford a little bit, and he was considering maybe tweaking with the starting lineup at some point. Obviously, Tajir McCall goes down, and if that's the one when he comes back to come off the bench, I don't think I hate it, because it's going to give him a chance to see a different look, still bring his energy. He's super important. He is their leader. I know what Keanu Pinder is doing, but this Cairns Taipans team, how well they've been playing. If they want to go deep in NBL23, they're going to need Tajir McCall and need him healthy.
First and third as it stands. The Kings 5-2, the Taipans 4-2. Cairns are 4-0 on the road. And the Kings 1-2 at home in this young season. Walton Jr. getting Cooks involved early. Out to Vasiljevic. Bang! That's a way to start.
I love DJ Vasiljevic. Does not miss a beat. Didn't even drop the ball. That ball was caught right in front of his face. Just rose up, knocked it down. And that's a really good start. If you're a Kings fan and if you're a Taipans fan, you've got to stay locked in, because that man does not take long to heat up.
That is a player with confidence. Pinder turns to the glass and can't get it to go. Now Suarez had it poked away. Good defense from Pinder. Bull Qual out running. Pinder can't get the finish.
As you said earlier, just a couple of seconds ago, great hands by Pinder one-on-one. They get the steal, and then they're off to transition. They get out fast.
When he's in the open floor, he is exciting.
And what's not going to show up on that entire replay was he was behind the play. He caused the steal, and he sees two players ahead on a 2-on-1 fast break. He could have just jogged. Instead, he put his head down, trailed the play to try and get that easy bucket. He's working so hard on both ends, and no doubt about it. Adam Ford back to kudos, mate. Karina, he's got the fresh trim, he's got the fresh lineup on the beard.
Knew he was returning, no doubt about that. Wanting to make an impression back in his old stomping ground, the former Kings coach. Taipans, of course, took the win on this floor when they met in round 3. Whistle off the ball. So much to like about the way that they've gone about it in the early part of the season. Of course, the Kings, one of the perennial contenders. And the Taipans coming off a disappointing 22 campaign have really been a surprise packet. Here's Cooks going upstairs, and Wardenberg and Pinder across to meet him.
I mean, it's just great athleticism meeting them upstairs.
That foul can't be on Keanu Pinder. I think it's on Wardenberg because Keanu Pinder, meet me at the summit.
Great rim protection, 2 athletes meeting at the pinnacle up top. Great defense.
The foul has gone on Pinder, and if it has, this might be a coach's challenge, and we have. So here's the thing with the coach's challenge now. If this foul is actually on Wardenberg, it's a successful challenge because what Adam Ford is challenging is Keanu Pinder being called for the foul. Now, can't change it to Wardenberg. But this is exactly what we want to see. And the NBL referees have done a really good job of trying to let those plays in the air where they meet at the pinnacle. Let the big boys play.
Just as we set the matchup up, Cooks versus Pinder.
Oh, that's clean.
The call on the floor was a push on Keanu Pinder.
Well, my strike rate with coaches' challenges is absolutely atrocious, but I'm pretty confident that I'm going to lose it.
Coach's challenge is unsuccessful.
Oh, boy.
On the floor is confirmed. Pinder pushes Cooks.
Well, Vaughan Maybury, there's no one better to deliver coach's challenge verdicts than Vaughan Maybury. It stares right into your soul. But that's a bit bewildering to me. I thought that was a really good contest. And Keanu Pinder's as shocked as anybody else.
Unsuccessful.
Stares right into your soul.
Come over to you to explain what the decision was. All right. And we'll just leave it at that.
Especially when you got the prediction wrong, perhaps. So Keanu Pinder, personal stays with him. We've already had a couple of exciting moments so far. Pinder on the fast break, Cooks taking it to the hoop. Oh boy.
And this is the one part of the game for Xavier Cooks. And Chase Buford looking very dapper.
At least the sweater's gone.
Oh.
Looked like
That cardigan is gone.
Not a fan.
Not a fan.
a private school headmaster, wasn't it?
Back to that smooth blaze. I like his style when he puts the blaze on.
Yeah, and it's not the everyday blaze. It's more of a, I'm at Flemington for the first 4 races. I'm not going to kick on too much.
I'm at Flemington, then I've got to coach a night game. Here's Wardenberg stepping it out from the elbow.
Xavier Cooks is shooting just 42% from the free throw line this season.
Suarez knocks it in.
And needs to continue to knock down the 3 balls. Stretch 5, 29% from 3 on the season for himself.
Cooks with the defensive board this time. Out and running the Kings.
Travel.
Siljevic called for a walk.
Good defense by Wardenberg. Being able to keep the smaller Vasiljevic in front of him forces a travel.
Speaking of free throw woes, the Kings, they're 1-2 at home. They're 4-0 on the road. They shoot just 62.9% from the free throw line all season. They shoot 50% from the line at home. So those games they've lost, they really missed opportunities. They get to the free throw line plenty of times. They just can't capitalize.
Moving the line 21.5 times a game as Pinder takes it inside and he's going to get to the line.
Just really good offense. Nice dive and finish with the left hand. Xavier Cooks bumps him on the way up. He picks up his first foul, and we knew this battle was going to be good.
What's been the best part about his emergence for himself?
I mean, for me, I like the self-confidence that he now has, but it stemmed from the confidence that Coach Ford gave him. You know, for him to get that opportunity and take full advantage of it. I just love that he just feels like he's the best center in the league, and he's playing like that, averaging a double-double.
Well, he is, and might have some competition soon. I'll tell you what, Derek Part in the break is just quietly going about his business.
Break is coming, period.
Yep. So it fits the mold, doesn't it? The way that New Zealand's gone about it in the early part of this season. Tied at 7, second leg of our doubleheader Saturday night to the Hungry Jacks NBL. Walton with a spectacular pass. Kings can't come up with the finish. Wardenberg the trailer. DJ Hogue the three. Yes!
Well, DJ Hogue's starting to find his straps in NBL23. 14 points a game, shoots 40% from three, coming off 25 points. We can light it up.
Taipans with the lead for the first time tonight. Cooks out to the corner. And knocking it in is Kwatnoi.
This game already delivering. We're only 3 minutes in.
It's got a bit to live up to after the double overtime thriller between the Hawks and United earlier.
Oh, beautiful left-hand take. Nice little Euro.
All Quoll putting the head down and getting inside. Walton Jr. running the offense so efficiently so far this season. 16.5 points a game, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. All Quoll, the rookie of the year, offensive foul.
Those are the ones that counted Pinder. He found out the last time these two teams played in Cairns, Spain. They came away with the win still, but he is just too important to their outfit. He's going to have to sit down now with 2 early fouls. Granted, it was probably unlucky. We'll have a look at the Amy replay and just didn't have to do it. Just his position, he was big enough already. He just didn't have to lean into Vasiljevic. Yeah, Vasiljevic probably sold it in the end, but it's still a foul. Just unnecessary.
And when you have 1 foul already early in the first quarter,
exactly right,
you want to make it out of that quarter without picking up your second.
So now Cooks gets to work on Wardenberg. Can't get it to go. He got a hand to the rebound, but it fell to Hogue. See Shannon Scott go to work on offense. Slings the pass cross court. Can't connect. Matt May tried to reel it in, went to the hardwood. He's playing his second game of the season after starting it injured.
Exciting young talent, another one that Adam Ford calls it the factory, what he's trying to build, and it's really become a home of both second chances but hard work. So if you put in the work, Adam Ford's going to help you as best he can to help your game grow.
Oh, Quoll's getting knocked around on the defensive end. Outside, Noi for 3.
Happy birthday. Birthday today, and he knocks down 2 threes.
25 today, Kwatnoi. He's in the action early. On the other end, Main with a 3 ball. Hogue keeps it alive. Scott lost the handle. Glover's there for the Kings. Walton flings the outlet pass up the court, and Simon lays it in.
Great over-the-head pass to Simon. That's when Simon's at his best anyway, in transition.
Kings back by 3 now. Wardenberg at the high post.
Great hands from Justin Simon.
Such a good defensive player.
Oh, great hustle by the Kings.
Justin Simon came, of course, with a big defensive reputation. He was the Defensive Player of the Year with Illawarra, Defensive Player of the Year in the German Bundesliga with Riesen. Called in the Ministry of Defense over in Germany.
Really good name. That's big time.
We were going to run with that.
Yeah, we definitely run with it.
Well, that's what he does. I mean, yes, he's going to get steals. He's going to get in the lanes, but just where he positions himself, him combined with Xavier Cooks on the defensive end, that's going to be a foul. Angus Glover just a little too overzealous on Antonio. This is where that Pinder second foul hurts. Going to slide things around a little bit there. It's pretty shallow in the center position, yes. Can get Majuk Deng slide down there when he's there. DJ Hogue as well. But it's not the same as having the presence of Pinder's double-double.
Kings by 3 as we cross halfway gone. Here's Antonio wide open in the corner. He's not missing that.
Great penetration and fine. That weak side defender had to come off that offensive player.
Had a rough start to the season shooting the 3 ball. Just 2 of 9 coming into tonight. Jonah Antonio.
That stroke looks good right there.
A West Australian product. As Hogue gets upstairs to provide some contact on Glover's drive.
I must have a little bit torn because last week after seeing Sydney and Adelaide battle it out on this floor, I tweeted that I'd love to see a 5-game series of those two, but They've already played one match here, and the way this has started, I'd like to see 5 games of these 2 teams go after it.
Through 5 minutes and 26 seconds, we want to see 5 more games.
But this is why this is why Cairns came in and managed to, if some people think shock the Kings on their home floor, is they play a similar style. They play really fast, they play up-tempo, whereas a lot of other teams in the league try to slow it down and the Kings can have their way. They come up against the Taipans team whose youth and energy can try and match with the Kings, and that's why they came away with the chocolates.
And been a surprise packet, of course, still without Tajir McCall, this Taipans team, and Mirko Jeric not out there as well.
Good take from the top. Wardenberg one-on-one with Hunter. He goes to the line for 2.
Sam Wardenberg still finding his feet. The big Kiwi. 4 years at the University of Miami. So far this season, 8 of 13 at the stripe. Ties it up at 17. Really entertaining start here at Kudos Bank Arena. Joel Peterson, former league MVP Corey Williams with you. NBL champion Pete Hawley. Joe Healy courtside. Walton Jr. goes to work and 1.
Tough one-on-one move. He can score, he can pass, he can score everywhere on the court. He's such a threat. I just love his poise. He plays at, you can't rush him. He plays at his own speed.
Yeah, Jordan Hunter, he's going to have a quick stint and probably a victim of bad luck because no Keanu Pinder out there, no real true 5-man. Means Jordan Hunter's going to be a bit of a mismatch. So they brought Xavier Tooks in, match up with DJ Hogue. Jordan Hunter coming off an exceptional game. It's so good to see him back out there. We talk about certain players who are really important to the culture, style of play. He is that for the Kings.
It's great to hear him say after that game that his body's feeling good. He had 4 blocks in the first half against United. Main inside. Scott, the fall away is good.
Nice back cut by Scott because he has his hands full.
Walton Jr. with the dribble move to Cooks underneath the hoop, slams it home.
Easy slip. Got away from the defense and got an easy 2-hand dunk.
Some early authority from Xavier Cooks. Now whistle as the Taipans take it on the offensive end.
That's not what they want to see.
Derek Walton Jr. is a little bit sore.
Hopefully that's just a bit of a stinger, gets taped up and come back out there. It's too important.
Reaching for the right ankle.
We'll definitely keep an eye on that.
Joe Healy will be across it all courtside for us. 22-19 with Scott at the line. It is loud in Kudos Bank Arena this evening.
Even louder, Sydney fans.
Scott has been so good for the Taipans.
9 of 9 on the season at the stripe, Corey.
Quality.
Make it 10.
Last time he played here, when they upset the Kings, see an injury right here.
Well, that doesn't look like there was a whole lot in.
There wasn't. He literally just spin.
Still managed to tally the assist while he was at it. So the Taipans trying to hit the front here. Hogue step back from way downtown is offline.
That's probably a bit of karma there because he definitely got away with a little happy feet, little travel there. DJ Hogue.
Glover, Senoi goes inside, can't get it to go. Comes up with his own miss, and he's fouled.
Love his activity. He's active. It's his birthday.
Well, CW, I've been waiting to get back on the game with you because I've got to ask now. Is Kuwait Noi making a charge for the captain of the all-green light team? He comes in and he'll get him up.
Oh, he's definitely getting him up.
He's on the team.
You know who's the captain?
Okay, hit me.
Barry Brown Jr.
Well, he should be starting, but
He is the captain and starter.
100%.
Franchise player.
He might be Hall of Famer.
Ooh,
He might be Hall of Fame green light team.
he putting it up.
Shit right here. Take it back. Let's go.
Very dapper.
Campbell for Noy. It's been a high-octane start.
Noy is leading the charge. He's up to 8 points, 2 of 3 from the field, 2 threes.
Of course, Grant Noy playing against his former side this evening. Hogue from a long range. Gets that to go. Smooth as butter, DJ Hogue.
He has that range. He's up to 6 points himself.
Just about when you look through his career numbers through the G League and other competitions, just about the worst shooting season of his career professionally so far, DJ Hogue. So,
And he's slowly starting to hit his form, so that's what you got to watch out for.
we saw him do it in spurts in the Blitz, didn't we?
We did. He is tough.
It's all about just sticking to the process. The NBL is a completely different league, so it takes a while to adjust, and that's why we so often see imports take some time, where especially if they come back for a second year, they don't have that slow start because they understand how the league plays.
Here's Cooks at the line. And it's certainly better than the first free throw put up of the evening. Finals MVP of last season. One of the leading contenders for the most valuable player in the league. This makes a couple there. Really entertaining start, 26-24. Both well and truly on track to crack the ton as Hogue takes it inside, hangs and hits.
Great take, and that's why he's so tough. We know he can shoot the 3, but he can put that thing on the deck. Takes the hit and still finishes gracefully.
26 apiece.
Players ready to get the ball. If they slow down, it's a delay of the game. This is exactly it. Hey, leave it. That's simple. This is very
Here's
easy.
the tech foul for the delay of game. So the first one, delay of game warning, I think it was spoken and communicated well to everybody. Adam Ford heard it, had a bit of a laugh about it and a bit of a joke. Now, if you're the players, we're having a look at it here. He finished it. The ball comes in and, and Xavier Cook's just baiting in the referee into it. And I think the shooting after is definitely one. If you launch one, I think the players now understand that we're trying to completely eradicate that from the game. But those ones right there, I think, can probably be let go.
Big block on the defensive end by Majuk Deng. Quoll comes back the other way and he's fouled.
That's the correct call right there.
We spoke of this last game, Joe. I'll still go back to that technical foul for those who missed it. As Bull Quoll, Vasiljevic just ever so slightly moving, very close in the end. There's a lot of other things that we'd like to see. The huddles on the floor that take a long time trying to get to a free throw. You can hear the referees talking now saying, come on, get out of the huddles, let's go. I think that one there was probably one that we don't need. The shooting after, I think I'm all for it.
But it's not like he's thrown the ball away.
Yeah,
so
exactly
if
right.
he threw it to the corner, fair enough.
Well, I think that's this. I think Fernandez is just saying, look, we want to get rid of this because we do see players who do grab it. They throw it to the referee. They're trying to slow it down so they can get back in transition. So, look, the rule is pretty black and white right now. Just do not touch the ball.
Here's Bull Quoll to make one. Yes, he does. Hungry crowd will wait at Kudos Bank Arena as we're tied at 27. No burgers on this occasion. Still nearly 2 minutes remaining in this opening term. Getting plenty of value for money in our Saturday night doubleheader in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Sean Bruce is in there now for the Kings. Cooks, cross-court pass. Bales off the side of the backboard. Didn't touch the rim, so the shot clock expires as Hunter gets tangled up. Helped up by Cooks and Bruce. Battle for the ball.
Jordan Hunter, that's the energy that he can bring. Hopefully he's okay. Would have been a little awkward.
Well, most improved player runner-up in the competition, of course, missed the season to injury. Still finding his feet on the way back. Doing it in fine style. Tied at 27. Earlier tonight, if you're just joining us, a thriller at the sandpit. Melbourne United by 6 in double overtime. As Majuk Deng gets involved on the offensive end and hands Cairns a 3-point lead.
See Majuk Deng finding his groove. And Bradley Cook's going to go to the free throw line here in the bonus anyway.
Cairns 4 of 7 from 3, shooting the 3 at 57% in this first quarter. They lead the NBL in 3-point field goal attempts, 34 a game.
Just got to get there and knock him down. Putting in the work, it's going to come. And then, as you mentioned, the key word, self-confidence. That's where a lot of it is going to come from. Just continue repetition and just trust yourself every time you get there.
Even with him missing these free throws, he's still a clear-cut MVP of this league right now.
I'm with you. But it's the impact on both ends. Not many players can do it at the elite level as well as he does on both ends, game in and game out. And let's not forget, this is a player who very rarely do you really just roll in the ball and say, go get us a bucket. He just puts himself in a position where he is so dominant. Pick and rolls, slashing.
Here's Majuk Deng again.
Heat up, son.
Game high 5-point lead to the Snakes. Back-to-back threes for Majuk Deng.
Taipans just flat out cooking. 71% from the field.
Vasiljevic gets inside. Hunter absorbs some contact and gets it to go.
That's the growth and maturity in DJ Vasiljevic's game. He had every right to launch that three. Instead, took a couple of dribbles, saw the space eventuate, didn't rush, and in the end, gets a layup for his big man.
Ben Air out there for the Taipans. He's going to wind some time off the clock. Hogue from way downtown. He's way off. Cleaned up almost by Deng, and then coming in with the finish, Lat Mayen. And a half-court heave to end the first quarter. An entertaining start here at Kudos Bank Arena. And the visitors, Cairns, have put up 35 to lead by 5. Entertaining start in Sydney. We've seen plenty of action through the early stages. We build the matchup of Xavier Cooks versus Keanu Pinder. We saw them going head-to-head early. They've both been on the scoreboard. The Taipans by 5 at quarter time, but we've been provided with plenty of entertainment, Corey Williams.
Yes, we have. I mean, both teams are shooting the hell out of the ball. I mean, you got Cairns, 65% from the field, 55% from the 3. And the Kings is 53% overall and 66 from the 3. We got a great contest happening.
Well, we said we started the game with double overtime, Melbourne and Illawarra. That was only the entree, and the main course is it is tasty so far. Let's get courtside. Joe Healy.
Yeah, thanks. Listening in to Coach Buford there at quarter time, he said it is all about defense this quarter. Allowing 35 points is far too easy. He wants everybody to step up and make it uncomfortable for the Taipans out there. As for Cairns, Adam Ford has really liked their physicality to open the game. He's happy with their energy and hustle in defence. Offensively, they're looking to find their shooters. We know they take the most threes of any team in the league, so he is certainly happy with the way they're shooting this one.
Thanks, Joe. Pinder missing a triple to start. Hunter with a strong move, banging bodies.
Good patience there from Geordie Hunter. Looked like he was potentially heading for a turnover. Yeah, regathered his focus and got a good finish.
And a strong contributor for them.
That's where Keanu Pinder can be really successful as he comes back limping a little bit.
Let's hope he's okay. Cook's pushing the ball up the floor. Bales can't get it to go, and Hunter's there on the follow.
So right, that's good penetration. Shifts the defense over. All the rim protectors go and try to block his shot, and easy putback dunk for Hunter. Good defense.
Ding has it blocked, and then takes it away at the other end. And Pinder's down at the top of the three-point line.
This is a worrying sign for the Taipans.
He might have taken a hit there from Hunter, who, as they were fighting for that rebound or for the loose ball.
That's exactly what happened. That loose ball and just copped one. Hopefully it's... Another look at it here. Good block from Cooks, and then right in the ribs. That's...
Just took the wind out of him, probably.
Hopefully nothing more with it.
Took the wind out of him, probably.
I think that's highly likely, but hopefully that's nothing, no damage to a rib or anything.
Just hit him while he was opened up, didn't it? Made it pretty tough stuff, Keanu Pinder. So too, Jordan Hunter. I think if there was anyone out there I wouldn't want to run into, Jordan Hunter would be very close to, if not at the top of the list.
Incredibly strong hips. Still there. Looks after his body very well.
Kings with the first 4 points of this second term. The Cairns led by 5 at quarter time. Scott whips it into the corner. 3 won't go from Mayan. Deng's there to try and put it back. Noy pulls it down. Up ahead to Bruce. Cook's working downhill. Nice ball movement from the Kings. Then a wide open 3 is way wide.
It's only knocked down 2. I expect that one to catch all there, but great ball movement from the Kings. They still play fast, but composed.
Keanu Pinder still in discomfort on the bench. Let's go courtside to Joe.
Yeah, he is, guys, but he seems to be okay. He's just been chatting with the physio. He's done the cough test. There's a nod and, you know, a half smile, a little bit of discomfort, as you say, but I expect that he'll be okay and we'll see him back out there.
As long as he can get that half smile, that's all we need. Qual backing his way, and foul called on Bales, so he doesn't like it.
I thought it was pretty well defended. Wiley Bales. Oh, Qual, bigger body. Back and down.
Walton Jr. back in the contest.
A little limp to it, but hopefully it is just that bit of a stinger that as he warms up, he might be catching himself on the bike at half-time, and next time he comes out.
6.5
Beautiful
minutes.
jab.
Oh, it's Wardenberg going downhill. Nice move.
Jab gave him that wide open. Direct line to the basket. Great backdoor pass and catch for an easy finish.
So the answer for the Kings Whistle on the offensive end for the Snakes.
Vasiljevic, that's his second, and he's got 6 points. Knocked down his first shot of the game. I'm surprised they try and get him a clean look.
14 lead changes when these two sides met earlier in the season. It was a back-and-forth affair. Scott inside. Wardenberg outside.
Man.
Deng's got 3 threes.
Really relishing his role. He's coming off the bench for Adam Ford, and that's going to be an offensive foul.
Great defense at both ends. Deng getting it done. Takes the hit.
Fast 21.
Face.
Elbow.
Good job on the defensive end.
Great job. He's moving his feet
It's
top to
hitting
the
that elbow.
Elbow to the lid.
For the Kings, number 12,
It's never nice, but that only happens when you take your hands out, you put your hands up, saying I'm going to play through my chest, and if he does make contact, it's going to be with the head.
So back to a Snakes ball. Hope the offload. Wardenberg had it blocked.
Good hands by Noy.
Well, that's going to be a tech foul on Adam Ford, and he might have a case. Because I think Wardenberg, everybody stopped thinking that there was contact on that block in the end. That's Adam Ford sticking up for his team and thinking that they got hard done by.
Only one. Good.
So Vasiljevic will shoot the technical free throw.
I'd like to get another look at just how that was clean. That block from behind.
Good man to have it in the hands of. 83% career free throw shooter, TJ Vasiljevic. Cuts it back to a 3-point spread.
Here we go. And one. And two.
He's led in that opening frame. In fact, the Taipans by as many as 5.
He's it.
Here's Walton Jr. operating the offense with precision as Noy rolls it home.
Just beautiful ability to just don't even worry about the pressure of the defense that was on him.
You can't defend
that pass.
You can't defend a pick and roll point guard any better than that. Oh, can I have this dance? Here it goes again!
That ankle's all right.
Derek Walton putting on a show for Sydney.
He plays the game at his own pace.
He's a yo-yo.
I'm not worrying about the defender.
He is a yo-yo. That ball is on a string. Wherever he wants to get to, he will take his time, he will get there.
He is an impressive operator, Derek Walton Jr. He's given the Kings back the lead, 41-40. As we go to the timeout. Big matchup for him tonight between Walton Jr. and Shannon Scott, who was on the Huddle podcast with Liam Santamaria recently, talking about the interesting environment in which he grew up.
Growing up, I'm around a bunch of NBA All-Star Hall of Famers, and I'm not realizing who they are because I'm young. So I'm just, around Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, around the Dikembe Mutombo. I'm just, just walking around like, high five, man. It is what it is, and I'm just not understanding who that is, and I don't understand how important my pops is and his impact in the game, because I'm just assuming everybody that is the same. That's my dad. He birthed me. I go home, I see him every day, but I don't really understand that until I want to say about 7, 8 years old. It really started clicking for me that people were kind of, looking up to this guy. People were kind of, when they get to see him, he's signing stuff, signing autographs and all that. I think that's probably the time period where I realized what he's been doing.
Runs in the blood for Shannon Scott. Of course, his dad, Charlie, he was a couple of time NBA All-Star, an ABA All-Star as well, an NBA champion.
He'll be proud of the way that his son's gone about his business. Because he's hit the ground running, and there was still a lot of conversations when Shannon Scott signed with the Taipans. Just, is that the fit for them? Is he going to be the player they need, replacing Scott Machado, essentially? Well, early stages of NBL23 has been all that and more. Exactly what Adam Ford needs.
Probably signals the different direction they went in as well. More defensive at the point of attack. Wardenberg rolls inside. Machado was so dynamic, but Shannon Scott's such a calming influence on this team.
This Cairns team is tough. Length, athleticism, they can shoot the ball. They're bigs. I don't even know if I call them bigs. Small forwards, just their team. As big as they are, they stretch the floor and can put the ball on the deck. So you at their mercy. You got to give up something.
I think their biggest challenge this season is going to come from the teams that really try to slow them down. They play super fast and they take a lot of threes. They're on pace for most threes taken per game. So if you find a team that defends the three well, but really slows you down. So let's go to the jack jumpers.
They beat them by 22.
Exactly. So when you have moments that your shots aren't dropping,
right,
and a team's like really going to try and grind it out, can they execute slow possessions? That's going to be really the biggest challenge, and we saw what Perth did to them on their home floor, just trying to pick them apart. But besides that, they're going to be in every game. They're going to have every opportunity.
Walton carving his way through the defense, finds Noy, can't hit. Simon the O-board and the putback.
Are we forgetting about what Justin Simon can do in this league just because of the star-studded lineup the Kings have? I feel like he's being a little bit underrated this season.
He sure is, and that's the talented. Another three ball.
Bull Qual ties it up at 44.
7 of 15 from deep.
They are stroking it early here, the Taipans. Kings going at 50%, mind you, as well. Lines it up, and that one is well off the money.
I said nothing. I never brought it up. I have no idea what you're talking about.
He came into tonight shooting 6 of 11 from downtown.
That would happen. Of course that happens.
Happened to the best of them, Pete. Qual in the corner. Slings it to Hogue. Rumbles inside, pushes it to Pinder, who goes up and is fouled.
I have a feeling whichever team really wants to lock in defensively is going to go a long way to winning this game. 5 minutes to go in the second quarter, 44 apiece.
Third foul on Tim Suarez. Only played 4 minutes so far in this game. 3 points on the one triple, but now 3 fouls for the Kings' big man. Adam Ford's playing card games out there. Going with the reverse or the draw 4. Needs a wild card, I reckon. Name your colour, Adam. Suarez stays out there and collects the miss.
Well, while we're on topic of well-dressed coaches, is Suarez just absolutely gifts it. That's the length of Xavier Cooks. You can't get anything past him. He's a step ahead.
Velcro hands as Galloway hammers it home on the lob.
Great pass by Justin Simon to the athletic young Galloway. Does what he does best, play above the rim. Good hands right there by Suarez. Here's the Amy replay. Justin Simon lobs it from the three-point line. And Galloway again.
You can't turn over the ball against the Sydney Kings. They've got too many athletes, and they all put their head down and run the floor. And if you do manage to stop a layup, you get Vasiljevic stepping into threes.
Wardenberg misses the triple from the corner. Kings by 1. Walton is fouled. He's trying to plead his case. Shannon Scott. Entertaining matchup between he and Moulton Jr. tonight. Moulton Jr. with 6 points and 3 assists.
Taipans have never won 2 in a row at Kudos Bank Arena. 2 wins, 15 losses all time.
2-15. Pretty intimidating place to play.
Well, it is, but this is the self-belief.
Walton Jr. likes to look at a 3 ball around, out and in. So Kings by 4. After the Walton Jr. 3. Scott trying to answer on the other end. Pinder, nice little spin move.
Beautiful half spin.
I think that's what's really impressed me most about his growth. Yes, we always know he's athletic. He'll pick, he'll roll hard, he'll get alley-oops. As Walton Jr. tries to make it happen on the other end, but he's back to the basket game.
Ow! Wardenberg comes rumbling down the lane. Can't get it to go.
That's how you attack the rim, young fella. Go up to finish strong.
Let's just sit down and watch this game. There is no time to go and make a cuppa. You're going to miss something. It's just bucket after bucket. Highlight plays.
Wardenberg up to 7 points.
It's growing into things.
Couple of assists.
First professional season for the Kiwi big man.
He's looked really good. Might be time to put out a bit of an awards watch to see where we're all everybody's standing at.
Tied at 49.
Last time these two teams played, it was 14 lead changes.
Oh, yeah. Plenty in the early stages here. Walton tosses it away.
That's really good spacing from DJ Hogue to put himself right there. Shannon Scott.
Pinder with the offensive rebound, keeps it alive for the Taipans. He's going to get rewarded as well. Goes to work if he's fouled by Hunter.
And that's what I'm talking about. The patience and the want to get the ball thrown down to him in the post. And he's so effective at the high post, or even when he gets it back to basket, the quick face-up, so a reverse jab step to then face his defender and put the ball on the floor and spin, has to kind of play like a guard in down low. But it's that right there where you just turn into a true center, trust the back to the basket, take a bit of a hit, spin off into a hook. That's what's made him pretty much unstoppable so far.
Man, I'm telling you, man, it's that confidence that a coach instills in you. You know, even if you mess up, I'm not pulling you out the game. You're my guy, I'm rolling with you.
Which, if you remember back to his time at the 36ers, with Connor
One
Henry,
mistake, he was out.
and never, ever shown any sign of growth, and to the point where I think a lot of people were questioning his place in the league. Well, not a single person is questioning that anymore, because he has become one of the stars of the NBL and continues to shine brighter and brighter.
The only question is, how good can he be?
It's 10 points right now.
It's an interesting question, isn't it? Because it's just been 18 months.
Still plenty of questions around him, but they're all in the positive, all surrounding his potential. Maybe a King's ball from the baseline. Simon, Hunter, Galloway, Cooks and Walton Jr. out there for Sydney. Hogue, Scott, Wardenberg, Pinder and Quoll. The 5 for the Taipans. Been played in close quarters throughout. Walton Jr. scooting his way inside, can't get it to go, then it's up.
Well, that's going to be Cairns' ball anyway, just
That
unfortunate.
Absolute fortune for Sam Wardenberg, who bounced it off his knee straight into a Sydney body.
Degwall Jr. will want that one back, because there was no gap there to be found. I'm not sure how he found that gap off the ball screen, and in the end, just blew a layup.
Quoll going to work. Outside to Wardenberg. The big fella strokes it from downtown.
This is why they're so tough. 1 through 5, everybody could hit threes. Even outside of Pinder, he's playing underneath the basket.
But he still takes them. He's 2 of 10 on the season. He doesn't have to shoot a whole lot of them.
Hunter inside, flings it at the basket, gets it to go.
This is a high-scoring contest.
Yeah, if you're a defensive purist, look away. Wardenberg again.
Another one.
Rattles in another triple.
47% from 3.
He's up to 15 in the contest. Good pass. And one.
Galloway gets it to go. It's an offensive showcase between these two.
That's what I spoke about, how the Taipans just pose those problems to the Sydney Kings, who can be a really strong defensive team. They're one of the best defensive teams last year. Just split the gap. Justin Simon, what a pass. DJ Hogue had his hands up, but not together, and Just gave him a bit of a haircut on the way through. But when you've got a team that plays so fast, your defense has to be so switched on from the jump. As soon as that Cairns Taipans player grabs the ball, you've got no time to find anyone. You've got to lock in.
This season, with thanks to Latrobe Financial, we're giving away a guaranteed $50,000. Enter now at nbl.com.au/legends for your chance to win. Had many people coming up to you in the street asking if they can get involved in that, Corey.
They actually do. And one! He is getting it done.
Wardenberg is warming up.
5 of 7 from the field, 17 points in the first half.
But this is what makes Cairns such a dangerous team, because once a player starts to get on a little bit of a roll, they just keep feeding him. Because they have different guys who get home. It's Hogue one game, it's Pinder a lot of the time. If Bull Qual hits a 3, Mirko Jeric has only played 55 minutes on the season, but came in, knocked back, with back-to-back threes the other night.
Another offensive rebound. Great job on the old boards by the Taipans.
Activity has absolutely been there. First game this season, both teams have got 50 before half-time. We've still got a minute and a bit to play. Wardenberg with 17. Season high coming into tonight was 14. He's really taken it to a new level.
They've done a really good job because, you know, obviously Penda at 16 and 10 a game. Their biggest leader, especially on the interior. With him picking up the 2 fouls early, everybody else has stepped up in his presence, in his absence.
Adam Ford to be very happy about that. Minute remaining here in this opening half at Kudos Bank Arena.
What a first half.
Absolutely. Corey Williams and Pete Hooley breaking it all down for you. John Peterson alongside the 2 former NBL players. Now Ho gets involved. Out. Makes it a 9-point game, and Chase Buford needs to talk it over with his team.
Defense leading to offense. Bull Qual was not going to be spoken about enough with his defensive efforts on Derek Walton Jr. Just firstly, make it so hard to get the ball, and then he ends up turning the ball over, and then you've got to get back because every single player can step out and shoot the 3, and that's what they do.
9-point lead to the Snakes, who have really come out with some venom in this first half. We played you a grab of Shannon Scott earlier talking on the Huddle podcast with Liam Santamaria. He grew up in unusual ways, and that means unusual things. Things that normal kids got, he didn't. He missed out on some opportunities. Let's hear more from him.
I've never been to the fair. I mean, they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I've never been to the fair. Like, I've never been to a state fair. Got like Funnel K, rode like the elephant or something like that, like to fed the pigs. I mean, I was like, yeah, because you're at All-Star Weekend, you don't know where you're at. So we're just, you know, you're at NBA All-Star Weekend with the celebrities and stuff, but you don't realize what you're doing because you're a young kid. So I don't know what's going on. I'm just going through the motions because I'm a young kid and just thinking that this is normal, but in reality, looking back on it, wasn't normal at all. So, I mean, it's just, you know, it's a weird environment, but now looking back on it, it's like, yeah, man, I did a lot of fun things and great things as a child, and people that I know because of that, without even realizing who they were at the time, it's just really amazing.
Yeah, and you know, to speak on that, when you're a kid, you want to do kid things. You know what I mean? So, you know, growing up in an environment that most older kids or adults would love and cherish, she's like, yo, I just want to go to the fair.
I just want some fairy floss.
Funnel cake.
What was your go-to at the fair, Corey? You a Dagwood dog kind of operator, or?
Fairy floss? Cotton candy, sorry.
Cotton candy for sure.
Yeah. Pete?
Yeah, to be up there.
Highest scoring first half of the season, as you can see in the graphic on the screen. Mayen tries to add to it, and the Kings can hold it for the last possession. Down by 7. The Snakes have laid down the challenge in this opening half. Simon goes underneath, can't get it to go, fights for the rebound, puts it up, can't put it in. And we get to half-time in a very entertaining clash here at Kudos Bank Arena. The Taipans have come in and they are taking it right up to the Kings. It's the Snakes 62 to Sydney 55 on the Kings' home floor.
Well, it's been excitement from the jump. That's what we expected. We highlighted the matchups galore, and 62 points from the Taipans, shooting 10 of 21 from deep. Teams want to make 10 threes in a game. They've made it in a half on an opposing team's floor.
This has really been impressive stuff by the Taipans.
It's been really, really impressive. One man who's been a big part of it is Sam Wardenberg. He's with our own Joe Healy.
He is 17 points for yourself in that half. Also, the offense is coming together really collectively really well. What's been the key out there?
You know, just trust. That's what we had going into this game. That's what we talked about the most, is trust in one another and, you know, believing in oneself. So that's our main emphasis tonight, and hopefully we can come out in the second half and do the same thing.
Any adjustments you'd like to make in the second half?
You know, we could go harder. You know, we can definitely get a lot more rebounds, a few more steals and whatnot, so that's what we're going to be focusing on.
Good luck for it.
Awesome, thank you.
Sam Wardenberg, big part of that massive first half from Cairns. They lead by 7. Let's check in on our Bunnings Weekenders series.
Ready to help me?
Do you need my help?
I can't hold and drill at the same time. Welcome to NBL Weekenders, a series where your favourite hoopers will jump off the court and onto the tools with help of the team at Bunnings. All right, time to make something of the backyard for the little man. Maybe a cubby house, sand pit, one of these. I think you would like one of these. All right, I think Jack's gonna love this. What you doing, bud? You bringing everything up? Thanks, bud. Came together really well. Pretty sturdy, now we're gonna get to painting. All right, we're putting on the finishing touches now. It's come up really good. We may have had a few little accidents and we spilled some paint over in the side, but we'll have to get something from Bunnings to clean that up with. But other than that, it's gone fairly smooth.
First half at Kudos Bank Arena, the highest scoring opening half of the season for the Cairns Taipans, who come into Sydney in a challenging environment and lead by 7 as we go to half-time. 62 to 55, 17 points to Sam Wardenberg. It has been a high-octane first half, Corey Williams and Pete Hooley.
I mean, it's what we set up for. These are two exciting teams. They play fast. They've got athletes absolutely everywhere up and down the floor, and it's living up to the hype. We looked at Pinder versus Cooks, but now we've got Wardenberg chiming in. Derek Whelan Jr. is putting on a show. Everyone's stepping up, and the highlights right now are fascinating to watch. If you love defense, turn away. But if you love offense, you're going to see plenty of it here. Everyone is chiming in. Vasiljevic, that was his first shot of the game, nothing but net. Threes are plenty from both teams.
And the cool thing about this whole first half for me, we started off seeing Pinder with 2 fouls. Everybody else stepped up. Quad Noise, his birthday, happy birthday. He has 10 points. No, DJ Hogg, double figures as well with 11. I mean, 3 of 3 coming off the bench, 3 of 4 coming off the bench. Majuk Deng, everybody stepped up. This is pretty much like an all-star game.
That's exactly what it is.
That's what it looks like.
Because everybody's playing with confidence. This is what the Kings do. They get out in the break. They love to play fast, but the Taipans play probably quicker than anybody in the league. Turn it over against the Kings, they're going to make you pay. You turn it over against the Taipans, they're going to make you pay. And in the end, that's why we have a high-scoring game. And in the end, that's why we have an exciting game. And there's been that 10 of 20 from deep in a half. That is exceptional shooting.
There's been plenty of payment to be there. So a 7-point lead to the Taipans, paced by Sam Wardenberg, 17 points. Well, our own Joe Healy is standing courtside with Eric Cooks, the father of Xavier, who, well, there might be some little bit of awkwardness at the kitchen table over Christmas because Xavier was talking to our own Derek Rucker after a big win for the Kings earlier in the season, and he had some interesting things to say about who's the best basketballer in the family.
And you're a great basketball player, there's no doubt about that, but how's it feel to be the second best player in your family?
That's a lie. That's absolutely a lie.
Eric was a good player. Your dad could hoop.
He was mediocre at best.
Oh, my God. No respect.
Well, I have the man himself with me, Eric Cooks. Mediocre at best. What's he playing at?
Honestly, I don't think he'd make the top 10 in our family for best athletes, so I don't know what he's talking about at all.
I love that. I love that. He is having himself a season, though. As you know, he's just been named in the Boomer squad for the World Cup qualifiers. How proud and impressed are you of how he's going about his business?
I mean, he's had a few ups and downs, obviously, with injuries in the last couple of years. To bounce back and overcome those, I think is important. And I think he is playing with a high level of confidence at the moment. And the game is about confidence. So, I mean, once you're playing with confidence, that goes a long way.
The highlight has got to be that block against Melbourne United. Has he framed it and then given it to you guys yet as a gift?
No, I mean, it was a pretty good dunk, but, I mean, at the end of the day, it was just 2 points. So, I mean, ultimately, you just got to keep playing hard and take it to the hoop strong.
Maybe a Christmas present. You never know.
You never know.
They're 7 points down going into the second half here. What would you like to see out there for the rest of this game?
I mean, I would like to see an early comeback and obviously get a control of this game. I think if we keep it this close, we're in trouble.
Yeah, fingers crossed for the Kings, that's for sure. Eric, thanks so much for your time and enjoy the rest of it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks to Joe and thanks to Eric. Big second half coming up. But of course, this season, with thanks to Latrobe Financial, we're giving away a guaranteed $50,000 before we come back for the second half. Let's find out how.
Hey fans, this season with thanks to Latrobe Financial, we are giving away a guaranteed $50,000. And like these NBL legends, Wortho and Gibbo, you can be a Latrobe Financial legend. All you need to do is send in a clip of you making a half-court shot for your chance to win a semifinals opportunity to shoot from half court for $50,000. All thanks to Latrobe Financial. Head to the NBL website now to enter.
So much to like about that opening half at Kudos Bank Arena. The Cairns Taipans putting up 62 points. And they lead the Sydney Kings by 7 at halftime. Corey Williams and Pete Hawley along for the ride with you. It's been a very entertaining first half of action. Let's hope it leads us nicely into a very high-octane second half as well.
I think both coaches will be hoping that's not the case, especially from the other end.
How often do you see these games completely closed down once you've had an opening half like that?
Well, Majuk had to just remind Keanu Pinder to take his warm-up top off, so that could be a sign of things to come, but not too often. I mean, especially not when it's two teams who are designed to play at this speed and this pace. Get up and down the floor, especially the Taipans, where if you make a couple of extra passes, doesn't matter how quick, you're going to knock down shots or get open looks. They've got 16 assists on 19 made field goals. The ball is flying around. They're getting open looks, and that's why they're knocking them down.
The stat man can give us an idea of this. So 62 is the highest halftime score by Cairns in a 40-minute game. And it is the most that any Kings team under Chase Buford has allowed in a half. In the opening half of a game. So that sort of paints the picture, Corey, as to what we've seen from the Taipans so far.
Just loving that they're doing it as a team.
And one. Tough make from Keanu Pinder to get us going up the
his swagger's up. Did you see that? That look?
You can't bring this man down, but he's got a lightning quick spin move. By the time he gets to it, it's too late.
And then look how he looks at it like come on, man. What else you thought was going to happen?
I think he might have laughed because in the end, although he slowed it down, he probably got away with the carry. But in the end, he's going to the line for an extra one. And he's got 12 points on the night. It's only 3 rebounds right now. And just quietly going about his business. I think that's when you know you become an established star, when you've got 13 points ever so quietly. Easily. Just because that's just what you do now.
So game high, 10-point lead to the Snakes, straight out of the gate of halftime, and they're up and running once more. Scott flings it inside. Pinder's there again. Goes up among the trees, loses the handle. Bang out to Wardenberg, now Scott. Into the corner. Wild attempt from Qual is short. Qual runs into Cooks.
Suarez with 4 fouls already.
Well, it's no surprise because the big fella's he's in matchup nightmare against Keanu Pinder because Pinder puts the ball on the floor too well. You really have to shuffle your feet and try and stay in front of him, and he can hurt you in a bunch of different ways. So this is just one of those games where you're going into it saying, with the way they play small ball with even Hogue going to the 5, Majuk Deng, it's going to be a tough night for any legit centre. Jordan Hunter a bit more agile to try and stay with him.
Bolton Jr. rattles in a 3 from straight away.
It does not matter who is in front of him. He's going to make a play happen.
Suarez, of course, coming off 14 points against Melbourne United. He and Hunter are both really good and exploited United's weakness at that big man position. Pinder thought about the 3. Wardenberg doesn't have to think about it. He's been on fire early, can't get it to go. Pinder soars for the rebound, and it'll stay with the Snakes.
It's just great ball movement. They can shoot so hard. You have to close out hard, penetrate, kick, wide open look.
I mentioned Bolton Jr. If you had to pick, you're starting a club in the NBL this year, who are you taking in your point guard?
Derek Walton Jr. He not only can set the table for everybody else, he can create off the dribble and eat himself.
Interesting to see what he'd do in a team where he had to do maybe a bit more scoring. He's certainly got the skill set and the tools there. Plenty in the kit bag. Hunter's trapped on the edge of the 3-point line. Simon underneath. Hunter slams it home off a beautiful feed.
He's hanging around in the right spot, the dunker spot. Didn't stop moving, Jordan Hunter, so there wasn't a 3-second violation, and in the end gets rewarded.
Wardenberg rolling inside, has the shot affected by Hunter.
And I think the Cairns Taipans might have a case here. If there's been some in contact, this should potentially be a goaltend. So there's the foul, and absolutely. And again, because the ball hits the bottom of the backboard, it doesn't matter. It's just a part of where he touches. They're going to have a look at it here. Now, what may save? There you go.
There you go.
There's no saving.
No saving. Great pass as well, but I mean, these are 2 quality point guards. setting the table very well for their teammates, running this offense very well.
So Wardenberg's got 19, came in with a season best 14, and now takes it to 20. Cairns by 8. As Pete mentioned earlier, 2 of 15 at this venue as Walton Jr. loses the handle.
Good defense from Kanu Pinder. Well, Walton Jr. coming downhill, not to pick up any foul, trying to swipe at it, just play big.
4 and zip on the road so far this year, the Taipans. They have relished getting
From
out
the Kmart logo!
Hogue! From miles away.
I think it's safe to say DJ Hogue has arrived. He was a bit slow to start, but he is starting to really fill it up. He has got unlimited range.
From the Kmart logo.
We love Kmart.
We love Kmart.
He's arrived because he shot that from Sydney Airport.
I got a lot of Kmart in my house. Kmart home. Shout out to Kmart. DJ Hogue. From the land of Flint, from the Kmart.
And these are the things when you chase Buford, you can't scout for that because you're trying to really control the three-point line. But when you're going to take it up, let it fly from the Kmart
That was
logo.
a casual look. That was a casual 3.
Casual with a K. As Bruce knocks it in.
Probably set the record for most Kmart drops in a 25-second period of all time.
Here's Qual. Oh, behind the back. Outside to Pinder, coming downhill. Athletic move, but couldn't get the finish. Now Cook's on the other end, goes to work. Sean Bruce from downtown. Can't get a second in a row. Qual comes up with it. Wardenberg wanted a touchdown low. He's got a matchup that he likes against Sean Bruce. Pinder wide open.
We've had a couple of those now. No, Pinder, 0 of 3. Looks really good when he follows in. Whoever's driving, there's a little dump off. There's great defense, great hands from Wardenberg.
Cairns are doing a really good job of closing up the lanes when Cooks attempts to penetrate.
Been outstanding, Wardenberg. Hogue turned the corner, looked straight at the basket, and couldn't find a teammate on the end of his pass.
Yeah, they've done a really good job walling up, not allowing Xavier Cooks opportunity to dominate in that interior. And when you're playing against a guy that good, that's what you have to do. Do it by committee.
So Cairns with 71 on the board as Hunter lines up the triple. That won't go. 2 of 10 on the season from downtown. Hunter.
I like that he's added that to his game. I mean, that's the way that basketball is played. 5 men can get out there and shoot the 3 is... Oh, I thought DJ Hogue was about to go to Bunnings.
I think he thought so as well. Taken away here by Simon. Bruce in the open floor. Simon wants to go all the way himself.
And you see the bench energy from the Taipans, and that's just the culture that Adam Ford has created in far north Queensland. Everybody is buying into it. He's got the team that he wants to continue to build with. Everybody's playing with the confidence, and they just love being around each other.
Scott in the corner, can't get it to go. Deng kept it alive and rewarded.
And just great. They have done this from quarter number 1. Killing the offensive glass. All 5 of them. 10 defensive rebounds, 7 offensive rebounds. Great job by the Taipans. 10-point lead.
Been a surprise packet. The way that they've played now, it's getting less surprising, and this is just what we expect from this Taipans team.
100%.
I've got a feeling that Adam Ford likes being the underdogs. He wouldn't mind the no one believes in us tag.
I think people are starting to believe, if they haven't already, because first round or two, people were thinking, okay, is the honeymoon period over? Are they going to start to come back down to earth? But he doesn't really let them get a break. And when they got smacked around by Perth, he came out and said, it's fine. We learned from this now. It's only a bad loss if you don't learn anything from it.
And they came out and beat the defending champs.
They continue to grow. They're going to have those losses, make no doubt about it, where it could get ugly.
Right.
But as they continue to turn a corner, there's no reason why they don't have their eyes set on a massive end of this season.
An excitement machine, that's for sure. Antonio likes a look at a three. Won't go. Deng again inside.
And that's what happens when your team can shoot. The defense is literally at your mercy to jump. It's like when you play against the Golden State Warriors. Everybody can shoot, so they can just one quick head fake dribble. Defense has to shift. Kick, kick, kick. Dribble again. The defense has to shift. Wide open shot. Offensive rebound because you are out of position.
So an 11-point lead to the Cairns Taipans, 76-65. Both of these teams with so much talent. And of course, a number of players named in the Australian Boomers for the FIBA World Cup qualifiers during the week. Sam Froling put on a show earlier tonight, Pete. But we know DJ Vasiljevic getting his chance to suit up in the green and gold as well.
Well, look, I mean, Xavier Cooks is going to be awesome to see him. There's a big future ahead. Mitch McCarron, captain right now of those groups. Nick Kay, love seeing what he goes about his business. I think everybody in the NBL, when are you doing your thing over there?
We miss him.
We do. We 100% miss Nick Kay running around. I'm sure the Red Army thinking we've had some Nick Kay action.
I just missed those stat lines of, 9 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists,
well, here's the
blocks,
thing.
3 steals.
So Nick Kay became one of the staples in the Boomers program. This man here is the future of the Boomers as well. Nick Kay's not all that old. Jack White, he's going to be around the mark as well. Maybe he can slide to the perimeter a little bit. We know Jock Landale is playing well. He's a bit of a different position. But all of a sudden, the talent we have coming through for this next phase of the Boomers is truly unbelievable.
Giddy at the helm.
Sam Froling, another one.
Oh, yeah.
In that spot.
Yep, some NBA talent to come back as well. It is very exciting. Glover underneath the hoop, kicks it out to Bruce. DJ fires. He got clipped on the way through.
Just didn't have to do it, Sam Scott. Because you're going to have no impact on the play. You just try and contest without fouling as you fly by.
Then you're putting DJ
at the line
for 3 easy ones, who hasn't had his best game so far.
He's 2 of 2 at the stripe. 8 of 11 on the season.
These 3 free throws right here could, be a difference maker in getting them going.
Exactly right. Sees one go through the net, and then sees another one.
Made his 100th free throw in the NBL earlier tonight. That's 101. Can he take the tally to 103 and make this an 8-point spread?
Cairns a top 14?
100%. This year is tricky. There's a lot of teams that we've grown accustomed to. Oh, they'll be there. That's not this year. It's not this year.
And you're right. And what's going to come down to is a lot of teams trying to build a fortress to protect at home. Everyone on the road keeps getting the job done. There's a foul call on Sean Bruce.
Stop, guys, stop.
Right now, you think about places that notoriously are hard to win at. The Jungle used to be one of those, but now teams are coming in to get wins. John Cain Arena, another one of those. Kudos Bank Arena, another one of those as the Kings look staring down 3 losses in a row.
I know that place.
My State Bank Arena.
I know that place in Hobart.
Exactly right. They're the ones who have really built that fortress back up. And if you get to a series in the finals, that becomes so important.
You don't want to go down there.
Well, you do. You want to experience it.
As a fan, maybe.
As long as you're a neutral, I reckon it'll be fun. Do you reckon that's the hardest place to play in the league at the moment?
100%.
Even the trip to New Zealand, we know over the many years has been not an easy place to play as Glover gets 2 and then has a little bit of a stumble. He and Majuk Deng say there's nothing in that.
Good time out here from Adam Ford. Yep. Just a bit of a breakdown on the defensive end that they haven't had too often. A layup for Glover just to try and resettle the troops.
Little mini run for the Kings here, scoring the last 5 points of the game to cut the margin to 70-76 here at the timeout. After, of course, Cairns led by 7 at half-time. Let's get downstairs to Joe Healy, who's got a special guest.
I do indeed. I've got Anthony Mundine with me, former boxing world champion, rugby league superstar, and also a member of the Sydney Kings celebrity game as well. How do you describe yourself as a bowler?
I used to play when I was young. I used to love it. My young boy, little Anthony's, he's doing good, so I'm supporting him at the moment.
Oh, that's awesome. What have you made of the Kings so far? They're down at the moment, but certainly not out of it.
Yeah, they're down, but they got a fighter spirit. I used to go from when Steve Carfino, Dwayne McLean days, and I'm still here.
Now you're here supporting Buali tonight. How long have you been following his career?
I've known him since a little boy, so I follow him I try to mentor him and get him on the right track mentally and help him out.
They're on top of the ladder at the moment. Do you think they can go back to back?
I hope so. That's all we're hoping for. So let's try and get it.
Well, Chock, great to chat to you. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you.
Thanks to Joe and thanks to Anthony Mundine, who knows a thing or two about having a fighting spirit, that's for sure. Pinder goes inside. Hogue, nice finish.
That is exceptional execution straight out of a timeout. The timeout was to settle things down defensively. You draw up a play probably on the end of the timeout, you go there and one opportunity. And Corey, you said as we were speaking there, the unpredictability of the NBL. If Cairns win this game, they will go second on the ladder. The first place team will be the New Zealand Breakers. The bottom two teams from last year are going to be top two if Cairns get the job done after this.
That's just a remarkable turnaround by both clubs. And we're going to have to start talking about Coach Modi Mayor, Coach of the Year. I mean, he's done an exceptional job. This is his first time as a head coach in this league.
Well, Adam Ford's going to have something to say about that as well. But two just phenomenal coaches.
Here's Glover in the open court. He can get upstairs. Finishes nicely in transition.
Good job by Glover coming off the bench, sparking some energy on the defensive end, turning the offense.
He's one that's had injuries really cruel his development.
I mean, we've seen about 3 or 4 air balls in this one.
For a game that's had a lot of threes, a lot of highlights, there's been an awful lot of air balls. There's got to be an air.
There's a win there.
Something's going on.
Majuk Deng was 3 or 4 before that. Someone's clearly opened a door at halftime.
And Kuanoi, they hit back-to-back threes and then put one up.
Clearly there was a door open in the first half as well. If Kuwait's got anything to say about it. Glover and Noi out there now. Taking it strong inside is Galloway. He's made some nice moves tonight.
He sure has. Great offense. Couple of dribble handoffs. 3 dribble handoffs. And the lane opens up.
Galloway just starting to play himself into some regular minutes and contributing really well for Chase Buford. He's got 8 points, 4-4. But he's just another one who fits Chase Buford's system. The way he plays, extremely athletic and starting to make some plays happen.
Scored 9 of the past 11 points in the game here. The Kings to close the margin to 4. 2.5 left in this third period. John Peterson, Corey Williams, Pete Hawley with you. Saturday Night Hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Wardenberg walks.
He doesn't like it, but it was there.
The Kings have done a better job being more aggressive on the defensive end, causing turnovers and getting buckets on the other end.
Really getting up and in some Taipans faces now, this Sydney side, getting into their stuff. Galloway goes inside, he's fouled on the way through.
That's going to be, there you go, delay of game warning. Sean Bruce putting his hand up, and that one's clear cut. We saw the one earlier, which was a bit tough. We didn't need to get that one earlier on DJ Hogue, but that one right there. The whistle goes, just hold it. Just hold it, give it to the referee.
Can't get in trouble that way.
Well, you'd say that, but DJ Hogue did literally. He tried to do the same thing.
Oh, Galloway almost threw down the lob on the feed from Cooks. Just left it a little short. Pinder and Quoll, little 2-man game. And a carry against Bull Quoll.
Great defense, Angus Glover. He's giving Bull Quoll a bit of a taste of his own medicine, that real physicality, but not being physical when it's too late when you're being beaten. Being physical from the jump, so that if there is some contact, the referee's more likely to let you get away with it because you've set a tone of this is how I'm playing. My hands are out, I'm being physical. It's Galloway. Tries to stay hot.
Oh, Cooks gets the rebound and the putback, and he's fired up.
Good offensive rebound by Cooks, and he's been really quiet so far in this game. 3 of 4. As you can see, Galloway on the Amy replay misses the 3 ball, but Cooks in a position to get that old board. Wardenberg with a nice flex. Hits the chest. 10 points he's up to. He's only taking 4 shots.
Trying to inspire his side back into this contest.
Continues to have his struggles at the free throw line. Xavier Cooks.
4 of 7 now tonight. Xavier Cooks taking a 20 of 45 on the season.
And a lot of it now, as he continues to put in the work, it's going to come from the shoulders up.
Here is Cooks. He's going to go straight back to the stripe and one.
I mean, just Wardenberg having all sorts of issues one-on-one. Cooks taking full advantage of that matchup.
I mean, that play was designed for this exact moment. You're Wardenberg. You're doing the right thing. You're on the right side of Xavier Cooks, but you've got to
see the ball.
You've got to see the man and the ball. If you've got enough to be physical with Xavier Cooks, you can feel him with your arm bar or your body. Your head has got to be looking at where that ball goes, because that's just too easy.
Kings last led when it was 46-45. The last time they had a lead change to take the front. The Taipans hit the front at 51-49, and now the Kings back ahead.
Kings have done a great job the last 5 minutes of this quarter on the defensive end, locking down.
24 points in the quarter already for the Kings as well. Getting it done on both ends, Corey.
That's what you have to do. Starts on the D. You gotta appreciate what the bench of the Kings was doing. Coming in, sparking energy.
Sydney bench wanted a delay of game call.
Oh, we might be getting one here.
Hinder put the shot up after he was fouled, and Chase Buford straight away did the signal on the bench.
Oh, I think they're going to...
I've got a tech for a game delay after.
There you go.
First foul, Cooks. It's not a good situation.
So let's counter Pinder.
125. Technical. We have 1 shot.
So Chase Buford gets what he answered for, and we've got to the point. So this has all been communicated to clubs, to coaches, and we've seen it over the course of the week. So there just comes a point where, so this is the foul. That's the foul called on Xavier Cooks.
Then watch Lish and Buford on the bench.
Well, the foul's called
straight away.
Foul was called beforehand.
So a bit of frustration there. This season, with thanks to MG, we're giving away a brand new MG ZS EV electric car valued at $44,990. You can enter now at nbl.com.au/winmg. Pete's already put his hand up for that, Corey. Are you going to chuck your hand into the ring for a new whip?
I sure am.
Oh, I saw you on a scooter.
Dude, with a helmet on backwards. I didn't know what I was doing.
I think they fly around.
Home, though.
They fly around.
I got home safe.
You put it in the apartment, or?
Line up, guys.
Just left it downstairs.
Left it
Well, they can get you a purse. Someone will get you a personalised one. You get your tailor-made golf club somehow. And Anaford didn't like that. And here's what's going to end up being the confusion with the delay of game is, like, if you get a whistle in a situation, say Xavier Cooks bumps Keanu Pinder on the spin and then the whistle goes, but you're in a shooting motion or an and one potentially, a continuation, that's where it's going to be some blurry lines, because you're trying to tell everybody as soon as that whistle goes, don't shoot it. But if you're at a chance for a continuation, are you putting yourself at risk by not shooting it? If you are, so...
Now, if you're in continuation, you're going to shoot. That's just naturally.
Exactly
That's
right.
Happen.
Sean Bruce connects on the mid-range jump shot. He's up to 6 points. Kings by 3. Pinder to Qual. That won't go. Rebound to Noy. Kings haven't led by more than 3 all night. Cooks trying to add to it there. Can't quite get the finish. Matt Mayan, who scored his first NBL points earlier tonight, pulls down the rebound. Scott pushes the pace. Out to Mayan. 3 ball, won't go. It'll be a Kings ball.
He's been really good minutes from Sean Bruce, and this is a guy that just has Chase Buford's complete trust of... Derek Walton Jr. did his ankle a little bit. You could see he wasn't at full fitness to start this third quarter. Be able to throw Sean Bruce in there and say, run the team, get everybody set up, shoot the open 3 ball, knock it down, and be a pest defensively.
I mean, great job in the last 5 minutes. I said it earlier, by the Kings. They were down 10 points with no momentum. He threw in the bench. They came in and got it done on the defensive end.
They've outscored Cairns 17-3 since then to take a 3-point lead. Pinder offloads to Scott. Time ticking down here in this third term. Can Shannon Scott tie things up heading into three-quarter time? He's going to offload to Quoll, who's fouled.
It is absolutely a foul. Every day of the week. Xavier Cooks.
It's a bad foul.
He's one of the longest players out there. He just doesn't have to do that. Yes, you want to contest, but send Paul Quoll to the free throw line. Give him 3 free ones. He'll be disappointed in himself.
So Quoll will go to the stripe. As we see it on the replay. Fair enough, Corey?
Yeah, that's a foul.
77% career free throw shooter, Paul Quoll. Rookie of the year last season. 2 or 3 from the line tonight. And only 7 points. Rolls the second one home. Taipans led by 5 at quarter time, by 7 at half time. And we're tied up with a second to go in this third period.
For the Kings, Jordy Hunter and DJ Vasiljevic, and for Cairns, Machuk Tang. You can still run one.
It's been a really high-octane affair throughout.
Super, 82 apiece.
Cook's going to get a look and beats the horn.
That's a touchdown.
Full court pass. Xavier Cooks finishes the third quarter in style. Big last quarter coming up. Kings take the lead by 2. The Taipans have taken it up to Sydney on their home floor, but a three-quarter time buzzer beater from Xavier Cooks has handed the Kings the lead as we turn for home on Saturday Night Hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL, 84-82. That was an exciting way to finish off the third quarter in what's been a brilliant game so far, Corey and Pete.
Sure was. Xavier Cooks has woken up. He had 8 points in that third quarter with 5 minutes to go, and scored 7 of them.
Well, he has, but Sean Bruce, for me, was the one in that 10 minutes that really stood up. Greg Walton Jr. still sitting on the pine. His defense, but getting everybody set up.
And they can't get it to go, and there is Bruce. Remember tonight we had a double overtime game earlier on. Melbourne by 6 over Illawarra. And this has been every bit as good through 3 quarters and 30 seconds. Bruce straight away, left, wide open, and knocks it down.
There he is again. And he's going to do that. He's not going to hunt his own shot too much, but if you disrespect him and say you're not going to take that 3, he'll rise up and knock it down.
Since halftime, the Taipans have hit 1 3.
Yeah, 10 of 20 in the first half, 1 of 10 in the third.
Tough sledding. Poe tries to add to that. Sydney were down by 11 with 4.5 minutes left in the third period. They closed on a 19-6 run and have opened up with the first points of the second or the final period as well.
Xavier Cooks having his way with that matchup. Wardenberg can't guard him.
It's point Cooks.
Killing him.
That's what it is. They play him as a point guard, let him bring the ball up.
I mean, what they've done in the first 2.5 quarters was build a wall. When Xavier Cooks began penetrating to the basket, they did not give him any room. Now you going one-on-one, this happened. Defense has to shift. Jordan Hunter cuts the baseline. He gets involved. That's the key, whether he's scoring or not.
So 15, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists.
Steal and a block in there for good measure. Just to tick every column in the box score. 5-point and 6-point Kings lead after Hunter splits the free throws. Cairns averaging 83 a game. They've already got 82 through 3 quarters. Scott can't connect on the wide open 3. Vasiljevic with 10 points. He's been quiet so far. He can get going at a moment's notice. Cooks trying to pull down the rebound athletically. Wardenberg with 20 in the game.
That is great defense from DJ Vasiljevic, because I tell you what, Wardenberg on the scout you would see so often when he faces up on a smaller guard, his high release is impossible to block. So to be able to crawl in and kind of push him off balance led him to shuffling his feet and travelling.
Nice bit of byplay between the referee and Chase Buford on the sideline there. Buford signalling the call. The referee saying, hey, wait a minute. And then he signalled it as well as Bruce misses a 3. Hunter strong inside and then wrestles with Wardenberg.
Hunter, hang on. Stop. Hunter for a hole. Yeah, Hunter, is it worth looking at? But like, is it just normal foul? I think it's a normal foul for me at the rebounding contest. Hang on.
So
Hunter, regardless of the call, start to watch your behaviour after we call.
Just a regular foul, potentially a jersey pull.
Great insight into the refereeing process, though, isn't it?
Hey, too much. We discussed
how those conversations unfold.
44 fouls called.
So they've been busy.
Great job by Sean Bruce coming in. Running the show and regain the lead.
Horsham in country Victoria, Sean Bruce, Mitch Creek country.
Quality player to have on your team coming off the bench.
He and Xavier Cooks both born in Ballarat, in Western Victoria. Here's Wardenberg, who's called for a walk again.
You can see Coach Buford is pumped on the sideline.
Let's go. I'm calling it. Wait.
Third travel for Sam Wardenberg.
Just see the game. I got settled down. Fire up. Look at me. Come on, man. Let me live. I got you.
Nice little embrace. Warren Xavier Cooks. I don't mind that, because he was obviously flexing and getting excited with the stop and ran into Wardenberg inadvertently.
The Kings are really taking control of this ball game. It was 76-65 halfway through that third period. 23 points to 6.
Watching this game, it's really highlighting to me, as you see the Amy replay here, that's just the point guard skills of Walton Jr. knowing no matter where you put that ball, either Xavier Cook's getting it to finish or he's going to get fouled. No one else can go up and get it.
Glover in the corner. Takes a baseline. The wraparound pass to Hunter was a thing of beauty. Hunter couldn't finish. Now Hogue in the open floor. He walked. They're all walking. They might be walking themselves out of a potential victory. Three turnovers for travelling in this final period so far.
With how incredibly competitive this season is, I might need you to put together an all-star game of imports versus locals and have a chat about who's winning that game.
Oh, big block from Hogue on the turnaround from Hunter. Nice defensive play from DJ. Scott now to Pinder. Turns baseline and banks it home.
That is a much-needed basket for Cairns. They put themselves back in this game. It just seems like it's just been all Sydney.
Walton Jr. can't get it to go. Glover pulls down the rebound. Walton Jr. thought about the three. Picks up the dribble, gets underneath, loses the ball.
Make sure you're into your out and you're voting for the Hard Diaco MVP.
6.5 remaining. Kings by 4. Taipans led by 7 at half-time and led by 11 halfway through the third period. Second leg of a double header, an entertaining one here in the Hungry Jacks NBL tonight. Earlier, Melbourne United by 6 in double overtime over Illawarra. A couple of big games coming your way tomorrow as well with New Zealand and Tasmania, and the Phoenix hosting the Sixers. Hogue turns the corner, inside to Pinder, goes up among the trees and can't finish.
And the two big trees when Hunter and Cooks are out there together. They both do an exceptional job of walling up in the air, so not just staying on the ground, but jumping vertically to make themselves even longer to score over.
Bruce to Walton, likes the matchup with Deng, puts it on the floor. And a whistle on the play. He's walked.
That was a travel right there. That was a travel.
It's infectious.
You guys getting some frequent fly miles up in these last couple of minutes. Could be on track for most travels in a quarter.
Real good minutes by Cooks.
If the stat man can dig out most travels in a quarter, I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Rolls it home.
Tough finish.
Athletic move.
Let's go, Sydney.
Cairns fighting back. Trying to gain some momentum.
Vasiljevic with the turnaround. Won't go. Scott got upstairs to knock the rebound down, and the Taipans can tie it or take the lead on this possession. And a foul on Walton Jr.
You see some sense of life. You feel the Taipans. Understanding 5 minutes left to go in this one. Need to make a move now. Walton.
Still trying to get through that ankle injury. Shannon Scott. That's the shooter's bounce. Taipans back in front.
I mean, that's as ugly as the three was. It counted. One. That's their second three-point make of the second half.
And they're still finding a way to get in. This is that question I asked you in that first half.
Yes, you did.
So just trying to grind it out. As Pinder takes one to the face.
They took a lick on the play as Vasiljevic got inside.
Hopefully he's okay.
And this is the second game in a row at Kudos Bank Arena that County Pinder's going to have to sit down with foul trouble. That's his 5th foul. He didn't like it. He thought he caught one in the face. Have another look at it here.
He definitely caught one in the face from his teammate.
Oh, Bull Qual.
Bust him with the left.
So Taipans by a point.
Pinder finishes with 18 points, 7 rebounds.
So fouled out twice against the Kings this season. Vasiljevic ties it at 89. Just as Pinder was starting to put him on his shoulders, He's put on his backside on the bench.
Well, they managed to find a way to win with him sitting on the bench in the last few minutes. They matched up previously. They're going to have to dig deep here. Majuk Deng's played a pretty good game. DJ Hoag's played well.
They're going to have to find a way to stop or slow down Cooks.
This will help.
Matchup.
That'll help.
That'll help big time as Hoag knocks down a three. Glover went flying past him.
He's got such a pure stroke, DJ Hoag. Here's point Cooks.
Takes it inside, collects his own miss, tries to put it back, and there's a foul on the play.
Good job. That time the matchup was Majuk Deng on Cooks. Either way, he got fouled. He's going to the free throw line. Cooks, 15, 10, and 7 assists.
He's on the watch.
Big time. The alarm is
4.5 left. He's on the watch.
Well, it's because the way they play him. When they play him, it's like a 1-4 flat and let him play. Point Cooks, let him come downhill, try and find everyone spotting up. Vasiljevic, he's been quiet. He's still got the 12 points, but that's how he gets those assists, because he finds players in the right spot. He draws so much attention.
I'm not sure the siren's going yet, but the lights are definitely flashing.
10 minutes to go.
It's enough time.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Without doubt.
Oh, well, the way this game's going, we'll have an extra period anyway. How's this for Trust? Galloway ready to check in. 4 minutes to go.
Oh, gets to the elbow now. Scott turns the corner. Goes baseline underneath to Deng, who's fouled.
It's a good cut from the weak side by Deng. Goes to the right under the basket. Behind the defense. He gets fouled in the act of shoot. He goes to the free throw line for 2. And Galloway's come in and played really good off the bench. He provided the spark on the defensive end, which got the Kings the lead.
I think this highlights the depth of the Sydney Kings, because they're in the clutch. 4 minutes to go. Kuwait Noy on the bench is out there. Sean Bruce is out there. Jalen Galloway. So that's that. Chase Buford saying, these guys are getting it done for me right now, so I'm going to reward them in some big minutes and big moments.
Some burgers on the line.
Deng's missed both.
Oh, he loves it.
Time to get a feed in. Sydney, code word is shoes. Get your shoes on. Get down to Hungry Jacks. Galloway to Cooks. Outside to Bruce. Vasiljevic from the car park. Can't get it to go.
Good contest and a good stop by Cairns.
The Snakes are making really hard work of this for the Kings. 5-on-4 opportunity for Sydney. Vasiljevic, Noy, Bruce, underneath. Galloway lays it home.
What a performance from Galloway.
Return on that investment, that trust factor.
Hadn't scored in the NBL this season. Before tonight, he's got 10 points on 5 of 7 shooting.
Well, that's a flop warning coming for Sean Bruce. You see the referee indicating it. It's not going to matter. They come up with the stop. But that's when you chase Buford, you're just super impressed that, okay, these are big moments coming up. You go out there, continue to do what you've done so far this game. You've earned the right to play in the clutch, and now you deliver in the big moments.
Vasiljevic turns the corner, gets inside, can't get it to go. Wardenberg with the rebound, directs some traffic. 93-92. Setting up for a grandstand finish at Kudos Bank Arena after a double overtime thriller earlier tonight.
Great play by Hoag. Nothing happening on the offensive end. Just put the ball on the deck and create. That's an act of shooting, so he's going to the free throw line for 2. Let's see if he can regain the lead.
19 points for DJ Hoag on 7 of 10 shooting. Missed his only free throw attempt of the night so far. Came into tonight shooting 85% from the stripe. The first is all nylon. To put the Taipans back in front. Third lead change of the final term. Sees Cairns by 1.
DJ Hoag up to 21 points in this one. 7 of 10. Super efficient. Loda. off the one leg from the free throw line.
Call it the Sean Bruce half. It started in the third quarter, continuing now, and that is the 8th assist for Xavier Cooks.
Hogue to answer back in a big way.
Make that tough. 24 on the night.
And the steal on the other end as well for DJ.
Oh, wow. Find that man again. Run a set for Hogue right now.
This is tough. They got Machukdin, Wardenberg, and DJ Hogue out there. They're a huge lineup, but can all step out and shoot the three. So can this man. And the Taipans are hot.
Time out, coach.
Cairns is cooking at Kudos Bank Arena. 100-95 with just over 2 minutes remaining.
How many lead changes have been in this game?
Wow.
Just when you thought the Sydney Kings were in full control of this game after coming back from a 10-point deficit, Cairns says, hold on, we got one more run in us.
What an outstanding display of offensive basketball it's been between these two teams tonight. It is living up to the billing. It was first and third coming in. The Kings lost their last two at home. Cairns undefeated on the road so far this season. And they have both treated us to an epic through 38 minutes. The last 2 minutes will play out with Cairns up by 5. And Adam Ford at the timeout really willing his team to keep that intensity up. 100-95. So big minutes coming up here for both of these two teams after a couple of big buckets for the Taipans.
Cairns have weathered the storm. Stuck to their guns, continue to play with each other. Keanu Penda fouls out. DJ Hogue, no problem, I got you. 24 points on 8 of 11. 6 of 9 from the land of plenty. Over to you, Sydney.
Sean Bruce has been hitting them all night, and he hits another one. Well, this game's just getting warmed up. 2 minutes to go.
Strap in at home. We are going the journey tonight for the second time in as many games. DJ Hogue searching on the offensive end. Searching for a three. Won't get it to go. Kings can tie or go ahead here. 15 triples for the Taipans tonight. Bruce, Cooks. Out to Galloway. Made some big buckets already, the youngster.
Good decision by the youngster.
Back to Sean Bruce. The spark plug off the bench has it swatted, but it's off Taipan's hands with a couple of seconds left. The Kings will get another look. They led by 6 earlier in the term, the Kings. The Taipans have fought their way back. Vasiljevic's fadeaway is short.
And this is the Taipans. They looked down and out a couple of minutes ago. They just have the ability to flick a switch, which makes them the most exciting team to watch in the NBL.
Hogue, Scott, Deng, Wardenberg, Quoll, the 5 for the Snakes. Vasiljevic, Galloway, Bruce, Cooks and Noy. Chase Buford's line up here. Scott controlling the ball, has it on a string, can't get the 2-point jump shot to go. Bruce wanted to push it ahead to Noy. Now Galloway holds it up for Sydney.
They're going to get a 2-for-1 opportunity. Get a good look here. Sean Bruce, why not? Keeps hitting him.
Steps
hit him again.
And steps up in a big way, Sean Bruce.
What a second half.
17 points on 6 of 9 from the field. 4 of 6 from the 3. None bigger than this on the evening.
6-0 run out of the timeout. And the Kings ahead again.
100-101.
Back-to-back games, raising the bat.
Oh, man.
Every team. But this is living up to every bit of hype and more. But let's take your hat off to Sean Bruce. I mean, Derek Walton Jr. tweaks his ankle a little bit after starting on fire. Was never really 100% in the second half. And Sean Bruce has just single-handedly turned the game around. I say single-handedly. It was his energy, his effort. But then Xavier Cooks really lifted. Galloway's been enormous. And the flip side, the Taipans, well, they're not out of this yet.
Oh. Season high for Bruce quite comfortably. Came in averaging 4.5 points a game. 17 lead changes. So 2 games, we're not even through this one. 2 games so far this season. Cairns and Sydney have combined for 31 lead changes. And we could have more in store.
You don't want 5 games of this? You don't want a grand final series, at least 2?
What was it? It was 5 minutes and 24 seconds in. You called that, Pete Hawley, and that has proved prophetic.
Oh, it'll be so fun to see him go at it.
What can the Snakes do here? Hogue into Wardenberg. Now Scott surveying. Out to Deng. Back to Scott. Lost the handle. King's ball.
I mean, that's great defense. Justin Simon, Xavier Cooks, 2 great defenders. That's the wrong corner to run any action to.
No doubt.
I'm going to DJ Hogue.
Well, no doubt. And to be honest, if you've got that lineup of the Kings on there and Adam Ford, you've got to know whatever play, whoever Xavier Cooks is guarding, whoever Justin Simon is guarding, let's try and take them away from the play. Let's try and get anything else we can do. They're the 2 best defenders on the Kings by a long way. You can't let them have impact on that play.
So what's the situation here for the Kings? Glover to inbound to Bruce. Quick foul on Ben Air.
Taipans foul. Number 10, Ben Air.
That's the right thing to do, a quick foul, but that's the wrong person to foul.
24.1 on the clock.
So Sean Bruce will step to the line for 2 free throws. He's been the hot hand here in the second half.
Super hot hand. And extremely reliable from the free throw line.
So he's 2 of 3 on the season from the free throw line. But in his Sydney Kings career, he is 68 of 77. Misses the first.
Commentator's curse.
Another layer is added to the rich tapestry of this Saturday night doubleheader.
Oh, he's played too well, shot too well in the second half.
Second is a big shot for Bruce, and he's missed that as well. And he comes up with the offensive board.
Tell you what, it's a really smart decision too.
Got it to Vasiljevic, bumps his way through the traffic. And now Cooks for the throwdown.
Well, there's still a chance. Timeout here from the Taipans. They need a 3-ball, but this might be back-to-back craziest last 30 seconds of games we've ever seen.
Xavier Cooks with an exclamation dunk. Kings by 3, Cairns timeout.
Tell you what, DJ Hogue would be very happy he didn't time that well enough, because there's no need to contest for that. When he's already going to dunk it, if you give away a 4-point play now and he hits that, the game's pretty much over. So now you've got a chance to draw something up.
What are they looking for, do you think, here, Corey?
Well, definitely, you're going to go for it. The first open look you get. The way they can shoot the 3, I'm looking, if it's a 3, I'm letting it go.
Well, look who's on the lineup right now. Shannon Scott can shoot the 3, Hogue can stroke it, Majuk Deng, Bull Cole, Wardenberg, they all can knock down the 3. So it's a rare opportunity where you can draw something up and have all these different looks. If the Kings take one away, what's the back, what's the secondary? Anyone can step in, because they've all hit 3s tonight.
Well, they've all shot it pretty well, apart from Scott. So Scott's 1 of 6, Hogue is 6 of 10 from downtown, Majuk Deng's 3 of 5, Wardenberg's 2 of 5, and Bull Cole's 2 of 4. It's a pretty scary proposition for a defense.
I'll tell you what, this game's got overtime written all over it. So whoever shoots it, this thing's going in.
Honestly, you take what the defense gives you. If you can get, it's a lot of time still left in this game, 12 seconds. You can go, if you can get a quick layup, you do that foul, put them back on the free throw line.
Normally I'd say that, but they've got no timeouts to advance it after that too. So if they make both free throws, you're going to have to try and get something on the fly. Depends what look they get. You're right though, if they overplay it.
So Bales is back out there for defense.
Keep an eye on Majuk Deng.
Ball call to inbound. Gets it to Scott. 12 seconds left, down by 3. What can the Taipans muster? Hogue, step back.
Oh my goodness! DJ Hogue, 27 points, 7 of 11 from downtown.
The NBL is bonkers.
It's almost Halloween, and DJ Hogue might yet haunt the Kings.
I mean, this is just great defense, better offense.
You can't defend that any better.
You can't.
What a game. What a night.
Oh, my. DJ Hogue, have yourself a night. He's 9 of 13 from the field.
As the father of a newborn, Pete, you're probably not sleeping anyway, but it's going to take a while to come down after this.
Yeah, exactly right.
17 lead changes in this contest right here.
I'll tell you what, if you're not already on the NBL wagon, this night, get on board the Hungry Jacks NBL, because you're getting games like this night in and night out.
The 1-point thrill last night, of course, between the Phoenix and Perth. Tomorrow, a couple of big games, New Zealand and Tasmania, Southeast Melbourne and Adelaide. And we've got 5 seconds to try and sort out the beautiful chaos, in the words of Adam Ford, that has been this Saturday night clash.
What a shot. He's just been shooting the ball exceptional tonight, especially from 3, 7 of 11.
He was always going to get going, wasn't he?
Let's see what we've got here. Still no Jared Wallen Jr. Chase Buford's rolling with what's got them into this game.
Cooks to
birthday boy. The birthday boy.
Can he get it done? No. Hogue gets the stop.
Well, there's going to be time left on the clock here. So DJ Hogue, exceptional one-on-one defense, but he stepped out. So there's probably about a second to go. There's enough time for a catch and shoot.
It's a great defensive possession. It's hard to imagine that's what they drew up, the Kings.
Well, I think they did. That's Chase Buford just giving a bit of a birthday love, so have a moment. But if you're quite annoyed, he shot the ball.
He could have shot
from the mid-range, 100%. Adam Ford screaming at DJ Hogue to run over and have a look at the whiteboard of Chase Buford.
So 0.9 on the clock here.
Enough time to catch and shoot. Doesn't have to be an oop. Doesn't have to be an alley-oop. You've got time to get a jump shot away.
Vasiljevic out there, Noy out there, Galloway and Cooks. The inbound goes amiss.
Well, that's the thing here. You'd almost think about just throwing it up and let Cooks try and get fouled in the air.
Here's Bruce to
Birthday.
Noy, the birthday boy. Oh, he's got it! Oh my goodness! It's a birthday to remember for Kuwait Noy.
You couldn't write it any better.
Former side turns 25 and sticks the dagger into the heart of the Snakes.
How is the pass from Sean Bruce as well? Straight through the gaps, and he loves it.
A stupendous Saturday night in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Ends with Kuwait Noy on his 25th birthday, draining a triple to seal an entertaining, high-octane, all-over-the-place victory, 106 to 103.
What a play. Big-time shot.
Drink that in, basketball fans. Almost a triple-double for our Foot Locker player of the game, Xavier Cooks. 18 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists. And the late cameo from Kuwait Noy. And they can hardly believe it, the Kings. It's the best birthday present he ever could have asked for.
Oh, what a play.
What a game.
Oh, both teams. I'll take 4 more, please.
The first 2 have delivered in the season series. The Kings by 5.
Just stood there afterwards and just admired his work.
106, 103. Another outstanding contest. And that is one to remember for so many reasons. A thrilling Saturday night doubleheader. Kings do it right at the death. We'll be back to break it all down in a moment.
Well, what a finish at Kudos Bank Arena. It went the distance. And the Sydney Kings, through the birthday boy Kuatnoi, get it done 106 to 103. He is mobbed by his teammates. Corey and Pete, that was quite the finish.
Well, it was. I mean, it's the finish that we had to have. The game was so exciting that it deserves a highlight play to finish. I wouldn't have minded an extra 5 minutes or a couple more after that, but what an unbelievable night. There's the stats, and elite shooting from both teams. When it came down to it, the clutch shooting from both teams was exceptional. Big performances everywhere. Sean Bruce, big game. DJ Hogue, big game. How good's the NBL?
No better way to spend a Saturday night, Corey.
It was fantastic. The game before this went double overtime, and now you have this fantastic finish. As you said, it was some great shot takers and some big shot makers. It's one of those games you wish both teams could get the win, but unfortunately, that's not how sport works.
It's unfortunately, it can't go both ways. So a 3-point win in the end to the Kings. An absolute thriller. Plenty more to come tomorrow in the Hungry Jacks NBL. A couple of big games coming your way. On behalf of myself, Joel Peterson, Pete Corey, all of our hard-working crew, good night. Hope you enjoyed all of that.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jacks and Bunnings Warehouse.
Lighting's there. There's bouncing off the roof. Bounce it. There's no screaming. 1 sec. Look right. This is sorry. Like that. Incredible. Sorry, was that super sick? Yeah. I was watching. Yeah, I was here with watching.
This should be channel 1. Is it? And channel 2. Channel 2. Great.
Who's running the Skype? It's there. It's working. It's already on. Oh, I just thought I'd test the level. Okay. Yeah. If you go to like preferences, you can do like a test signal. Sure. I've done that before. Well, it's probably. We did it earlier. I'm in the presser. I'm happy. We can. Almost. Test the mics if you want.